Welcome into Poppin Off! I am Danny Otto. Joining with me tonight, it's the one, the only, hashtag Megs.
Sorry, I was stretching it out until I was actually on the screen.
All right, 50 Shades of Grey.
You could be anywhere doing anything. No, you couldn't. You could not. But thank you for being here doing us.
And shout out to number one fan Martin. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, buddy.
Danos, who is on a trip right now,
Ooh.
cannot join us, unfortunately, but I wanted to do a lightsaber salute for Danos.
Hey, be careful with that. Be careful.
I've trained with it. I'm good.
Oh, you've been trained? All right,
I have been trained in the lightsaber Jedi.
Too old. You're too old.
Anyway, how's everybody doing?
Good. It's kind of weird being alone in the apartment, but it's good.
You're not alone. You've got.
I mean, I've got the
cranberry.
kitty.
It's
She's
fine.
eating dinner right now.
Cranberries. Yeah, you go.
Of all the times she chooses to eat dinner, she chooses to eat dinner during
Well,
our
I
show.
fed her right before we started, so she wouldn't bug me the whole time.
This is her
Oh, that's
feeding
on you
time.
then. That's on you then.
That's actually a really good idea. Yeah, I mean, I free food Lilu. That's why she's fat as hell.
Well, her hard food's out all the time, free feeding style, because she doesn't really overeat. But I give her the soft food twice a day. I don't have a lightsaber over here, but I have my wand.
Oh God! Now I feel like I need some kind of like
Magical weapon.
Yeah.
By the way, I did want to say one thing because we were talking about this before the show. While Greg looks around for something that he can wave at Danos, if you want your name and your Facebook picture to appear on the lower bottom, Johnny Rico, can you please help some people out? We couldn't find your awesome comments where you kind of you laid it out step by step of what they had to do to give permission to Streamlabs so that they could put their Facebook stuff up. Could you just either put that in the group or put that in the YouTube comments again so that everybody who's watching can get their name and their face up when they leave a comment for us? Because it's really cool to be able to see your name and your picture from Facebook and everything like that. But unless you give them permission, it won't see it. It'll just show up as Facebook user. There we go.
Who was that last person? That was Sully?
That was Sully.
I believe that was Sully. Hey, Sully! By the way,
Sully!
we have so much to get to. Check that off on your bingo card. We have so much to get to tonight. But I did want to say, and this is just an impromptu. I wasn't planning on this. Sully's been doing a lot of really cool things during quarantine and during all the lockdowns and everything. He's got a couple of different podcast. I guess we'll call them podcasts, but video stuff, but also podcasts. He's been doing a lot of really cool like giveaways and stuff like that. So if you have the opportunity, check Sully out on all of his social medias and follow the awesome stuff he's doing. We're gonna hopefully, Sully, I haven't asked you yet, but like hopefully we can get you on the show and you can advertise like everything you're doing because I've been following it and it's been really cool so far. So
yeah, dude,
definitely go over there.
Yeah, message in where we can find you.
Yeah, definitely.
Put that on Put that on the goddamn screen.
Anyway, you guys want to do the pop of the night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop of the night I'm very excited for, and I hope Sully's excited for this one too now that he's watching. It's almost a meme. So that's why I'm kind of the most excited about this. If we can throw that up there, it's Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. It's the imposter Spider-Man thing from Entertainment Earth. This thing is incredible, and I love it, and it's real. Like I thought it was just a custom when we were starting to get like leaked stuff. But it's real. You can order it right. You can pre-order it right now from Entertainment Earth. It's an Entertainment Earth exclusive. I'm excited for this. I'm definitely getting this.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, and what I wanted to ask was actually from what do you guys think if we started like getting like meme versions of Funko scenes and stuff like that? Like if. Like, is that the next step of like stuff we can start expecting?
Yeah.
You know they're eventually gonna do it. You know they are. Danny, do you remember the very first time I was on the show? You barely knew me. And the very first thing you said to me was, name something, and I'll tell you if there's a Funko Pop. I named like 40 things, and every one of them had a Funko Pop. They will eventually get there. They'll eventually do memes. They'll do all kinds. Yeah, of course.
Now, Sully, if you're listening, just pass this along. If you really want us to go broke, you got to start doing Nintendo Pops.
Well, my guess is, I mean,
do we not have like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi?
No, we don't.
They don't have that.
But what Sully was saying, there we go. We're getting Sully's handle. That's his Twitter and his Instagram.
Zelda right here.
But what Sully was telling us on a past episode that he was on was that it's all about licensing. They could have good ideas for something, but I mean, if you think about it, Pokemon is kind of the entry way into Nintendo stuff, and we're already starting to get some Pokemon pops.
Right.
So my guess is we're gonna slowly get like some other Nintendos. Like I would love Link. I would love. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't even get me started on the Zelda pops that we would want. Can you imagine like a 10-inch fairy fountain?
I mean, that would be awesome if they really wanted to try to rip through like some Nintendo stuff. Do Super Smash Brothers edition of pops. I mean, you get like everything you want. Basically, you get like Star Fox, you get Link, you get.
Oh my gosh.
You get Mario,
Dan is in the chat, guys, but he's showing up as Facebook user, but he's telling Sully that he has all the Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, so you guys ready to Netflix and spill?
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing, and this is kind of a story that I want to use to lead into another story. So we've been hearing, I mean, that there were all these rumors of a Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League movie and stuff like that. But recently, we actually got confirmation that they're going to release this. This is coming in 2021. It's going to be released on HBO Max, which is another thing I want to touch on. I don't know if you guys had a chance to like.
I didn't, Danny. By the way, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, you asked me earlier. I didn't.
So I have like 3 questions. So the first one we'll deal with Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. What are we hoping for in this cut? Like now that it's been pumped up as like, oh, the Justice League movie was garbage because they didn't let Zack Snyder have his director's cut version of it, and they had to rip everything apart. Like, what are we hoping for this movie? Because now I'm worried. Like, I'm Team Marvel all the way, but I will give DC a try. It's not like I haven't watched all of their movies. Like, I love Wonder Woman. I love Shazam. I mean, Suicide Squad burned me. I really wanted to like Suicide Squad. I went to the movies the first week, and I really wanted to like it. But my point is, like, what? I mean, especially Megatron. What are you hoping for in this cut?
I mean, they've pretty much when they first said there's going to be a Zack Snyder cut, like the first thing that popped into my head, which they've already confirmed is going to happen. I was like, oh, I hope Darkseid's in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
is that happening?
Yeah, they've confirmed Darkseid is in the Snyder cut. He's not just referenced briefly in one line. You only hear Darkseid's name in the cut that we saw. I mean, he just says like for Darkseid or something, and it's so thrown off that anybody who doesn't know that is like, what does that mean? You know, but like now, hopefully, we'll actually get to see this. Which I mean, for those of you people who kind of know the comics, and you know, John Rico was mentioning this to me too, and like. Darkseid is basically Thanos in the DC.
Sure.
Like universe. Like
it's a good comparison.
Well, it's not just a comparison. They were Thanos was Marvel's response to Darkseid. You know, like they are directly inspired from each other. Or
like Armageddon,
from each other, as most people would feel.
Yeah, like Armageddon and Deep Impact.
So, I mean, and like I said, I've been obviously compiling a list of things I want to do for my mini-sodes too. And John Rico brilliantly suggested that I do a Darkseid episode now. So that's like quickly jumped to the top of my list of things that I want to do. So I'm not going to get too much into it right now, but I'll do a whole episode on Darkseid and from the comics and what that means and
very, very cool.
all of that. But I'm hoping for that. The other major thing that I'm hoping for is, non-CG mustache. Because that took me out of the movie half the time.
Yeah, what's interesting is we just got an announcement that Henry Cavill is going to be Superman in other movies. So I wonder
he's the perfect casting, so that makes sense. I'm glad.
But we're not gonna have another Superman movie. It's just he's gonna be in other movies. Is what
if we're gonna have Superman period, it should just be Henry Cavill because he's perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
really want to see anybody else play that part.
Well, I would like the consistency. Yes, Danimal.
I was just gonna throw it to you about this. What are you hoping? Are you hoping for anything in this Zack Snyder cut?
Yeah, let me keep it really short, and I mean this. This isn't a joke. I just hope it's better. It's not a joke. I'm serious. I know there's other material. There's other ways to edit. Like there's so much you can do. Production can be different. Editing can certainly be different. Directing choices. They said they might even bring the actors back in for extra dialogue. There's all kinds of opportunity to actually make it a significantly better movie. I hope they do that. And it's not just 3 extra minutes of bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
that's my hope.
What happened when you were talking and what I giggled at really quick was that Sully put that most of the budget for the Zack Snyder cut was just went into the CG of his mustache. That was a great.
Mission Impossible, like, come on.
Well,
so true.
Teasing that we do have a story regarding us.
We do.
Mission Impossible. But anyway, so the other part of that, and we do have to move on. But the other part of that is HBO Max. It just launched yesterday. And I know, Greg, you didn't have a chance to look at it, but Megatron, did you have a chance to explore it?
No, I haven't had a chance to explore it yet. Yeah, I got to look into it and decide.
You're gonna have to get it if you want to watch the Zack Snyder cut, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we will get it. I don't know if it's something we need to pay for ASAP.
Well, you had it for Watchmen. Did you drop it after Watchmen?
Here's the thing.
We have the cable login.
Right.
It's different.
You explained this to me, Dan. Yeah.
HBO, sometimes HBO Go, sometimes has HBO Max access. But HBO Now, if you have an HBO Now account, you automatically get HBO Max.
Yeah, we have HBO
Go. Right on.
So, yeah, I think we might have to kind of like move away from that and eventually get Max.
But what I will say is, I got it. It just updated the app basically. A very, very nice friend of mine was letting me use their login, and it just updated like automatically, like a normal like app would on your phone. And so Wednesday morning, I went into it and just looked at it and was like every season of Doctor Who. And I streamed the entire 9th Doctor season just all day.
Well,
because it's been off of Netflix for so long. Like I'm on 10th Doctor already, just from one day. Like, but they do have a lot of really cool stuff. Anyway, so speaking of Mission Impossible
Cruz?
stars,
Mr.
Cruz. Mr. Cruz. Are we gonna call him something different? Should we call him Mr. Space from now on?
We should. Yeah, I mean, well, my thing is like if he's gonna be in space shooting a movie, it's probably because he wants to be close to his Scientology god Xenu.
But wouldn't he just go into a volcano? Was it like
Scientology's god? I'm not being weird.
Oh no, I know.
But didn't like have something to do with something going into volcanoes, and that's how like
yeah. Do you want me to? Okay, it's going to take 2 seconds.
Do it. Sum up Scientology in 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Great. So everybody has thetans in them, and thetans are the souls of creatures from other planets that the god Xenu collected and then flew over Earth in his spaceship, and he dropped them into a volcano. When they died, their souls were released and they entered everyone on Earth, like Tom Cruise and John Travolta and everyone else. And the idea of Scientology is that you are purging those thetans from your body, and then you become a god of your own.
To get clear, if you will.
Yeah, you get clear, and then you actually are a god. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, Greg, are you stressed?
What?
No, you've never been accosted in Times Square by those people that say, "Are you stressed?"
Oh no!
Come over here. Look at our.
Is that what they say? Oh,
yeah.
They call it a stress test. You're right. Yeah. Yep.
All right. But just in case we kind of glossed right over the actual thing, but
sorry,
it's really happening. Tom Cruise is actually going into space.
Of course,
with the help of SpaceX to film a real movie in space. Like, I mean,
because he's done everything else.
I mean, but here the article I read said it's not going to impact. He's still doing another Mission Impossible. He's still doing like Live, Die, Repeat 2 or something like that. Like he's still doing like 8 more movies.
No, I mean
I love that.
If he survives space. Look, I'm going to say something that you probably wouldn't expect coming from me. I think Tom Cruise is a great actor. I mean, I know that's so weird coming from me, but I do. I think he's a good actor at what he does. You know what? Let me take that back. He's not a great actor. He's good at what he does.
He's an entertainer.
He's very good at it. He's very good at it.
Scripts. His movies are always solid, and I wish Dan was here because he's got such a bromance for Tom Cruise.
Oh, see, we all do. I think
he's in the chat right now ranting about how much he loves Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
he's good at what he does.
I have no problem with Tom Cruise. Like for his, you know what you're getting in any of his movies.
Yeah, the new Top Gun. The new Top Gun is going to be one of the best movies you've ever seen, and I promise you that. And the reason is this. Top Gun was the last movie that ever used real fighter jets. After that, it was all CGI. So they were the last movie to do it, right? So they actually came up with the brilliant idea of saying, what if we were the first movie to come back and do it without CGI? So they're doing another Top Gun movie with real jets. No CGI, and Tom Cruise is flying those mofos.
That's why the next step is space.
How can you not at least respect that? And great, it is space. If he dies, I don't care. But it's probably going to be a great movie.
He's not going to die.
Maybe there's a clone Tom Cruise. Like maybe
I don't think he can die.
Space.
Yeah, maybe this really isn't as big of a risk as we think. Like, I mean, they've cloned dogs before. Like, maybe there's just another Tom Cruise. Like,
yeah, I mean, have you seen the movie Oblivion? There's like 60 of them. There's
that's what I'm saying.
60 of them in different zones.
That's what I'm saying. One of the top movies that is like the most watchable thing that, like, if it's on TV, this is just what I'm doing. I have to sit down and watch it, is Minority Report.
Oh, I love that movie.
I cannot watch that movie.
I love that movie, Megan. I just watched it like 2 weeks ago. Damn.
Yeah. No, I haven't watched it in forever. Is it on a streaming service?
I think it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, dude.
Yeah, I just started the beginning because I always watch it when it's on TV, so I always miss the beginning.
Good.
And I needed something to watch for like 20 minutes, and I was like, put the beginning of Minority Report on. I haven't seen the beginning in forever.
All right, one last Netflix and Spill story that I wanted to get to really quick before we run out of time. It's really quick. I just wanted to make sure I said it. We just got confirmation that Always Sunny has been renewed for a 15th season. They are breaking records now for live action sitcom, like the amount of seasons. I believe season 15 is breaking the record.
Those are my boys. Those are my boys.
Seasons already?
Yeah.
They're starting, like, they just got renewed for a 15th season. Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't seem like they're getting stale, like, at all. They just kind of make the bar, they raise the bar to worse every single, like, as bad as they can be every single time.
I think it's absolute genius. Absolute genius. I love those guys. Love them.
Yeah. Yep. It's awesome. I just wanted to throw that out there because it just got announced earlier in the week, type of thing. Yeah. All right.
It's awesome.
So I'm very excited about some gamer tags. We don't have a lot of gamer tag stories, but we do of the gamer tag stories we have, I think it's pretty cool. So it's the 40th birthday of Pac-Man this year, basically. Yes. Pac-Man is 40. And so in honor of that, Pac-Man is releasing a new game. It's called Pac-Man Live Studio. And it's basically gonna be like Mario Brick or Level Maker, or why can't I think of the name of it right now? But the Mario Maker games where you can design a Pac-Man level. And what's really cool is people will be able to throw their custom ones up. You can play other custom ones. You can make a custom one of your own. Like, this is gonna be really cool. For anybody who likes Pac-Man, I mean, I haven't played Pac-Man in a while, but like I'm in to try a bunch of different ones. Like if they have a bunch, like access to a bunch of them, I'm definitely down to try.
Is Miss Pac-Man involved at all?
You know what? I don't know.
Well, that's sexist. Let's move on.
I feel like I only now play Pac-Man when I go to like Dave and Buster's or like an arcade.
Oh, I love Dave and Buster's.
You know what I always really wanted? Like, and maybe one day, maybe one day, like, have you ever seen those coffee tables, like a little bit higher than coffee tables at certain like bars where it has Pac-Man in like built into the table?
Yep.
Like just into the table, so you can just sit there and play it and have a drink and like sit down. But I want one of those because I think they're so cool.
In your home?
Yeah, just
you want to eat breakfast and just play Pac-Man while you eat breakfast every morning,
or just to not even play and just have the demo thing going with like a bowl of cereal or something. Like just there's something going on below me. Like
because there's nothing. Yeah, because there's nothing that I would like to watch for like 45 minutes every single morning than the same screen that's loading up a video game every morning. You're just gonna hear whatever the Pac-Man.
Well, if it's in my house, I
You're
can adjust the
crazy.
volume, so the volume I won't hear anything. It'll just be something going at the same. Like
All right.
I need constant like
Look, I'm not
stimulus
mad at
going
you.
from everything. Like
You do what you want. You do what you want. I'm not mad at you.
all right. So the other gamer tag story that I want to make sure we got to before we move on to trending or anything like that is that we're getting really close. We're getting like little whispers. We're getting close to a release date and a cost of the new Xbox console.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We're getting close to PlayStation 5 also, but like
Yeah.
as of right now, they're all whispers. They're all stuff. But the
I'm
reason
sure we'll
that,
get some Nintendo announcements in June also in place of E3.
right,
Mhm.
but
Because everything's effed up now.
I know
Yeah.
we're really
Yeah.
crossing our fingers hoping for a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer.
Ooh.
Some announcements in that point.
You know-
There's so much speculation on whether or not it's going to be the big Christmas release for Nintendo or if they're going to wait until spring 2021. Because next year is the 35th anniversary of Zelda. Like this year is Mario's 35th anniversary and next year is Zelda's. So like they don't know if they're going to wait to do it next year or maybe do like some remastered of classics next year or something. But yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a lot from all
That's
three
true. That was
companies
true.
in the next
Like
month.
we haven't heard that before. That's true.
I really wish we could put up like screenshots in real time. Danos just texted me a picture of him and somebody else wearing a mask watching our show right now.
That's his
on
mom
TV. Oh,
wearing the Gremlins mask that Dan sent her at the beginning of this
It's
pandemic.
Danos-
episode, 'cause
it's
I sent you a
Danos-
mask, Mom. Gremlins mask.
In that case, give me a single.
That's Mamos.
In that case, single me. Danos.
No, single him. Wait.
Single me. I'm trying to talk to Danos right now.
He commanded it. Tim's not
Single
gonna do
him.
it.
Tim.
Not-
Make
Tim.
you
Have a
some
director.
image here.
It's fine. Oh, okay, all right. Once I said it was fine, he was like, now that you're not telling me to do it, I'll do it. Don't tell me what to do. That's my buddy. He learned that from me. I'm totally fine with it. Dano, I love you. I miss you. Come back to me. I miss you as the deserts miss the rains. That's all. That's it.
Like the deserts miss the rain.
All right. So
It's like, it's like a kiss from a rose.
don't start singing
don't
that.
get me
I
singing
just got that song out of my head.
No.
Anyway,
Ow.
so I'm really excited to get some news because we were supposed to get PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox for the holiday season. Like,
Right.
But everything's so up in the air, just like what Greg was saying. Everything is so up in the air now. We don't know when we're getting them. I would love to think that we're going to get them for the holiday season, but I've heard everything from we're definitely getting them for the holiday season to we're definitely not getting them until February of the new year. Like everything in between. I'd love to get like a confirmation and a price because the article I was reading saying that they're really fighting to keep it low, like lower than we think it's going to be, which could only mean like $350 to $400. You know what I mean?
Right. And dude, I really hate to be this guy because I'm not 100% sure that this will happen. And it's a little pessimistic, but I just think that we need to understand how different life is now. I mean, you know what I mean? There are a lot of people, and I'm not talking about people who like want to reopen. This is not political at all. Politics aside, there's just a lot of that going on. We're like, you know, I don't know. We'll see. All
right, you guys want to do some trending?
Yeah,
Now
let's
that
do it.
we have it at the bottom of our screen. You just see
Trending.
some trending is right there. Anyway,
Let's do it.
So, you guys ready? You guys ready?
Oh,
Time
no.
to Florida story of the day.
Just in time.
Can I say before you start, Danny, this is my #1 Florida story ever.
This is shout out to Billy McDonald because this is the most incredible story that I've ever read.
Ever.
I wish we had read it sooner, only because it would have been perfect if we did it in studio. We had the music and everything like to make it like as special as possible. It's incredible though. So
Yeah.
Florida woman, sorry, then I should say. Florida woman arrested for firing a missile into a car. Her name is Crystal Metheny.
Yeah.
No, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one is straight for Danos. This is real. drugs were not related at all in this arrest. I should point out.
But she had been arrested for drugs before.
This is like the age-old debate of nature versus nurture.
The age-old debate: what came first, the meth or the crazy person?
Was she born this way or raised this way?
You know, it's hard to say. It sounds a lot like she was raised by the streets.
This poor woman was cursed from birth, if that's her natural name, Crystal Metheny.
Actually, not true. Back in the 80s, there was a couple that named one of their sons Loser, and one of their sons Winner. And Winner went on to be incarcerated for life, and Loser went on to be a very successful CEO.
Interesting.
All I know is, Dan, don't get any ideas about names for kids.
Well, Loser works out great.
Yeah.
No, I'm like Crystal Metheny. You know how
he can do Crystal all he wants. There's nobody with a last name. Like you got neither one of you guys have the last name Metheny. Yeah. You're fine.
No.
All right.
You need to do Loser Tybalt.
No.
Okay. That's
all right.
fair. That's fair.
So we read this thing that I think is really cool that once all of this has kind of, I mean, we're not going to be back to normal for a while, but once things start to trend back to normal, I guess, Japan
2022
might be willing to pay half of your next trip there to help jumpstart tourism.
And does half of that cost also include admission to Super Nintendo World?
That's why I put this on here, because I saw your post.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was supposed to open this year with the Olympics. That was the goal, to like open Super Nintendo World at the same time as the Olympics in Japan. So of course it's almost ready, because that was the goal. Of course, it would have to be ready basically at that point. But
well, I mean, here's the thing. Just like another post that we had was with Disney World opening back up in July.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so some of these amusement things are going hypothetically, but some of these amusement things could start opening. So
yeah,
maybe it'll open back up. But anyway,
at least for a little bit.
Right.
Unless who knows? If there's a second wave, all bets are off. But
yeah, that's what everybody's worried about, is when it starts getting cold again, right? I don't want to get into too much of that talk. And now we're going to be worrying about everything. But
it's fine. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah. All right. So.
Yes.
I am really excited about the next story.
Okay.
Yes.
We're ready.
NASA scientists detect evidence of a parallel universe where time runs backwards. So I don't understand the science too much. I read the article a couple of times. I'm not going to even go into it because I know I'm going to sound stupid. That's basically like why I'm not going to just talk about it straight up. But if this is true, this is very interesting. Like I read it like 3 times, and I know the way that they measured it is there's some stuff going into Earth, and then they were able to record readings of stuff coming up versus stuff going down, and that's how they kind of prove that there's an opposite, basically. But like short of just that, I don't really know how to explain this story at all. I'm just very excited about this.
All right, let me take this one.
Yeah.
Resident scientist Greg.
Let me take this one.
Resident scientist.
This article is horseshit. It's horseshit. I mean, I love the story. I love what they're trying to do, but it's just not true. So what they're saying is that, and this is true, that the sun gives off photons that travel to Earth. That happens every day. That's happening right now. It happens all the time. And that's what they're talking about, is photons coming to Earth, which happens constantly. Now what they're saying is that they've detected that there are also photons leaving Earth. I shouldn't have said it's bullshit. I mean, actually prove it. Like get some kind of like corroborating scientific evidence behind that instead of just stating it. Because what I read about the scientific evidence is they saw photons coming from the Earth back towards the sun. What the fuck does that mean? Like seriously? No, that's it. That's fine. But okay.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, what really does that mean? I mean, that means that we don't know if lightning comes from the air or the ground. Like, that's the kind of crap they're trying to say. Like, it's just a theory. Right. They went, photons are coming from the Earth. We don't know why. Maybe it's a parallel universe. No, come on.
I mean, I think the science behind
figure it out.
string theory is more compelling, honestly.
And string theory makes sense. String theory makes sense.
I didn't want to bring it into a long debate on whether it could possibly be true or not. I'm just excited of anytime I see some sort of science that says anything related to parallel universes or anything like that, I'm immediately like, I have to read this entire article whether I understand it or not.
It's because you liked Fringe. It's because you liked Fringe too much.
It's because he's doing research for Wonderverse.
I did too. Yeah.
He's like, I need to understand the next Doctor Strange movie. I should read this article.
All right. So we got a product of the night that, look, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to use it at some point because I'm supposed to go on tour at some point in the next year. So I may be using this product of the night.
Is it a bidet?
It is not.
Oh, I wish.
Product of the night is the the new coronavirus protective concert suit. You can throw up a picture of that.
Thing.
It's not. There's no prototype, but we got a digital mock-up of it right now. If we can. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Kind of looks like a scuba suit. Kind of look like I do like the neon colors. Those are totally my blues and pinks that I like.
Does that come in like pop culture theme prints? Like, can I get one that looks like the Endgame suit?
No, Megatron, I'm with you. This to me works for Danny.
These are my colors. 110%.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Right, but it doesn't work for me. Like, I want color options. I just want like matte black.
Look.
I wish we could put Raiders and
Are you wearing it, Danny?
No, but I wish we could put me side by side with this thing. No, look what I have. Look what I have. This and the suit.
Oh, those are your fanny flops.
Yeah. It matches the suit already.
That would be amazing.
I'm matching the suit.
All you need is a fanny pack.
The suit kind of has a fanny pack. If you look at the suit again, if we can throw that up again, it's got like a fanny pack on it.
It should have pockets.
It's got a fanny pocket. That's all you need.
And by the way, before we go into wrapping out, I just want to say a special shout out and thank you to my buddy Repadusky.
Yeah.
James was a motherfucker. I didn't say that. I didn't say the second F.
Also,
I didn't use one at all. You can use mine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
also,
welcome.
we got to give shout outs to Night Down and the Blue Golden Hawk. For being in the chat. We don't always get to read all of the YouTube comments like what we used to, just because like the way the new software set up for us. So shout out to everybody. I know I saw Johnny Rico, I saw Billy McDonald, Repadusky. I know we saw the Blue Golden Hawk. I know Martin was somewhere in there.
Yeah, he's here
for sure. Shout out to everybody. I know Martino is in there. I know Metal Matt is in there. We got a lot of people that are in there and talking. It's awesome. FX is there. I just consider at this point. I just consider FX like on the back end because he's usually always here.
He's the team. Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say before we go into wrap out is Johnny Rico has been doing this really cool thing on Twitch a couple of nights a week. It's with Jackbox Games. Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. Rico, correct me if I'm wrong.
Jackbox.
Jackbox Games on Twitch, which is really fun. It's a bunch of multiplayer games. Where it like the one that I really Danny's fannies. Wilkes Booth, that was perfect. Anyway, it's a bunch of multiplayer games. Like there's a murder mystery one where you have to answer questions and your character can die if you answer wrong, and you try to like get to the end being the only one who's alive. And there's a lot of really cool things there. There's also another one where you get to make phrases and you're against somebody else, and the funnier one people vote for and stuff. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it Friday nights, I believe at 9:00, and Sundays I think 9:00 also. If I'm wrong, Johnny Rico, throw it up in the chat what times you're going to do it. But it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it if you're free on either one of those nights to jump in. There's been a lot of people in there. I know the Menards have been in there. I know Martin's been in there a couple of times.
I'm going to try to do it this week. Oh, yeah, there. John Rico just put in the chat the Twitch channel and the times and stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, Sean has been in there. It's been a lot. It's just been a lot of fun. I know we actually had last week. We had Corey and she was having fun with everybody too. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun to just play a couple of games and just to talk like in the chat with everybody and have fun. It's definitely a fun thing, especially because we're all like isolated. It's just nice to just be able to bullshit in the chat for a little while with everybody.
Yeah.
So while you're playing the game, and every once in a while, Rico has a couple of drinks and then starts singing. So you got that to look forward to too.
I'll have a couple drinks and sing along also.
I like it. I
don't know how it works.
Rico, not
drinks. I'm not singing.
Rico, I am in no way making fun of your singing. I appreciate the soundtrack the entire time. So don't take that as I'm making fun of your singing. I appreciate the soundtrack the entire time. And I do like how every once in a while you just burst into song. It's perfect. Anyway.
Also, quick shout out, who needs a name anyway? Sup, brother? Thank you.
That might be the greatest name ever.
It's a great name. It's a great name. I wanted to shout it out. I wanted to. Who needs a name anyway? Thanks, brother. I got to say it again.
All right. So
hit
Danos,
that damn subscribe button.
Yeah. Danos, Mamos, good night. Have a great time over there in California. Where you guys are.
Mamos.
Call me tonight, Dan.
Now we're just giving messages to Dan. Good to be show anymore.
Wait. Good night, Mamos.
Oh no!
No.
Betty looked away.
Anyway,
out of the room.
So we will be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. But I just wanted to let you guys know we are also working on having pre-recorded content that we're going to release throughout the week, which is going to be awesome. We're going to get on a schedule. Next week we'll be announcing the schedule that we're going to be kind of putting up for the pre-recorded content, so that we're releasing stuff. We'll still always do the live show. We're probably always going to be doing the live show on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. But there's going to be some really cool pre-recorded stuff that we're going to release every week, so you guys have other stuff to look forward to, not just the one show on Thursday nights. But anyway. Oh, yeah, that's what Tim just said. Tim just said it in the chat. Good night, Sully.
Mind reading.
Dan said his mom.
Oh, we miss you, Sully.
Yeah!
Oh, that's sweet.
Aloha, #1 fan Martin. Anyway, guys, so like I said, Friday night or Sunday night, jump onto Johnny Rico's Twitch and hang out with everybody who's in there. Sometimes people can't make it. Don't worry, no pressure or anything like that. Some Fridays I can't make it, some Sundays I can't make it. But if I'm in there, it's a lot of fun. It's always been great. And if you can make it, come join and have some fun. Danny. It's just because of me.
It's because you're in there. That's why it's fun.
Well, that's why it's fun for me. I'm sure it's fun for them without me there. But that's why it's fun for me is when I'm there.
Sure. We'll find out.
All right, guys. So we are out of time. Just wanted to say, have a great night. Have a great weekend. Let us know what you guys are up to throughout the week. And we'll see you next Thursday. Good night, everybody!
We love you, bitches.